Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Brandon Berg. Just just catching with you guys on my way back to Houston. Just left at San Antonio. Um, at a truck stop halfway mark between San Antonio and Houston. So I should be there probably another hour and a half or 2 hours. But yeah, I really want to jump on the mix here. It's real important. Actually, I just got done seeing the Vet Cornell video. Actually, I seen a news signal on it on RT News, and definitely caught it on in a newspaper. I think it was the Houston Chronicle as well. But this is something really, really troubling, and also another time that um, in the systematic of racism, organized racism, and white supremacy, there's many things in the shadow that's actually working against us. And it can also affect not just black people, but other non-white groups, or even poor white people, even poor white. So this is very uncanny, but they also too was a major blow to I feel like democracy is somewhat, if you want to call it that way. The Supreme Court ruled, I think it was 5-4, um, to uphold Ohio perjury campaign with the voting. And what the purging of votes means, like if you don't vote on any election, uh, president or last election cycle, you'll be basically taken off the registration for the next election cycle. And basically saying it's like a punishment if you don't vote. They're taking away your vote, your right to vote. Um, Now, to me, that's a very important thing because in a very capitalist country that can be very, uh, very humiliated, and also can be disenfranchised. Um, Being involved in political is probably your only avenue. As being in a poor or a lower working class situation, to still be involved in government and politics, as many other countries you don't. You don't get that option. Well, they're finally removing that option. They're taking that off the table. In a somewhat a way, black people in the financial standing is as a collective is really shut out of many capitalists, and that's kind of like a hard thing to be swallowed. But to really shut you out in a political atmosphere is more dangerous than anything else, because that means they literally will snuff your voice. That means they can do whatever they want with you, and you can't do anything about it. Very serious, man. Real serious stuff going on. Um, I'm just kind of surprised nobody's really ain't talking about it. Um, because like I said, this is a legal attack on your right to vote. And as black people, this is almost like the Reconstruction period, the Reconstruction era, all over again in my eyes. Because when you think about it, black people during the Reconstruction had the right to vote, and then it was taken away from them. And then they had to, about 100 years later, they had to fight like hell just to get it reinstated again. So, and that's 1965. That's like maybe less than 50 years, maybe about 50 years ago. So you're, half of a century. We now we're on the verge of getting our right to vote taken away from us again. This is when you think about it, this is actually the second. This is actually the second time they are going to basically remove your right to vote again. know what I'm saying? The second time. This is the second time. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, black people, we gotta wake up. We can't really be on this dumbfound type of way of thinking right now. We gotta really get more proactive. We gotta get proactive in education, proactive in our finances, proactive about real life. Shout out to Thought Crimes because they were talking about the in hip hop perception of people studying when they really don't have much, and the real reality struggle of going to college and versus going to a trade school. But you got a lot of young black youth that was going to go to college just strictly to party. Actually, I was the one, maybe, when I went to college, I actually refused to go. I was trying to get that money. You know what I'm saying? Actually, I was making more money. I was making more money when people were in college, and I was still making money when people was getting out of college. I was still making some money. Till a little bit later on, I got into the, I got into that dead end, and I need to switch up. You know what I'm saying? That's where I want to get my CDL, making over 50 G's again. You know what I'm saying? But when it started going back to school again, so I can re-up and see what the next type of career to still be somewhat viable for me. You know what I'm saying? And not just for me, but anybody. Like I said, I'll touch a little bit better on that too. But yeah, but shout out to Thought Crime for definitely having that discussion. Everybody definitely go subscribe, definitely listen to them. They give a great insight of hip hop, real great insight. The right to vote, that's one of your only voice you really have in a democracy. If you don't have that, then you're no longer in a democracy. You're no longer, I can't even call it capitalism no more. It's no longer either or. It's something in a realm that your life will be basically non-existent. You know what I'm saying? So, they, like I said, I think the term Ohio, they said there was people was moving. Basically, it was like they're saying people was moving and they're not reporting that they moved, but they're removing people that never did move. Black people is very likely to move. If we move, it's basically for financial circumstances or something like that. But they removing, especially in Cincinnati, they removed almost like 15% of the voting in the population of Cincinnati, even though the blacks hold like at least 22%, and they vote almost 50%, and they're Democratic. So it was a major move, very statistic, racially motivated move. It's racial motivated, but it's also going to do damage to poor whites, poor people. It's going to do damage to non-whites or non-blacks, like Hispanic groups, or a certain other type of groups. But it's going to do some damage, you know what I'm saying? But it's a very racially motivated strategy and disfranchising of a group that is, I hate to say it, it's almost like we are unstable. We, as a collective, we are very unstable group. So, this is very serious. Definitely need to be spoken about a little bit more, because they're really trying to eliminate the process and our voice in political affairs. So this is definitely a scary situation for us. But yeah, we're just kind of just looking at what's going on and everything. I definitely will probably jump back on to discuss a little bit more with other topic I really want to discuss about. But definitely would get back into the finances of schools and everything else. I think black people need to be more accountable. Like I try to talk to my little nephew or my other little cousin. I tell them like, look, I know you guys want to make some money, and I try to tell them like what you guys want to get into, because the first thing is you gotta have to show them to get money. Believe me, I pay my nephew. I know my sister. She's like, nah, he's gonna work for free. No, you go out to teach him how to get money. So once he understands this is what he needs to get, he be already programmed ready to work and get it. You know what I'm saying? And um, just talking about it and not really showing them, that's kind of like shooting yourself in the foot type of situation. So as a older as older people whatever like that, you need to show your kids how to get money, and you need to tell them the type of career they maybe need to pursue to um, get a certain type of lifestyle, because not all type of job field is going to be available to them in 20 years or 10 years. Because when you think about using the economic standpoint, the bubble might collapse completely in another 5 years. You know what I'm saying? So, and you really don't know what's going on, especially with the climate, environmental changes that's going on, um, major pollution going on. You don't know what might happen in 20, 30 years. So, you need to teach your kids to be more self-sufficient and to really just survive. Especially, we need to learn how to be self-sufficient. As telling our kids to be self-sufficient, because it's going to be very rough. I know Trump just had a meeting with the North Korea Kim Jong Un, and like I said, I mean that's something that you should kind of take heed to, because no president, and maybe I can't recall history. I can't recall ever sat face to face with a North Korean leader. Never. So just from Trump doing that and basically saying screw the G7, and he kind of was kind of for Russia. There's some things in play for this. You know what I'm saying? And major things in play that you gotta look with a side eye, but you're in the way too. That's giving you a heads up. You need to take care of what you need to take care of. Um, but yeah, definitely I'm gonna leave the link in the description. Really good, check it out, man. This is really serious. The Supreme Court just gave Ohio and several other states the green light to basically to move ahead with this purging, and the likely target is going to be black people. So definitely just want to just get your heads up with that, and it's mainly black people, but it's going to be poor people in general too. So it's a very calculated, smooth step that people in power, the dominant society, actually pulled over. So just like I said, I'm gonna hit you guys up later on, and I'll see you guys. All right, one.